Coming up on the News at Rider, the Spring Career Fair, the Rider Ultimate Frisbee Tournament, and some home improvements on Rider's campus. Welcome to the News at Rider. I'm Katie LaCourte. Our lead story this week is the passing of a fellow Rider student, Gary DiVerselli. Gary was only a freshman when he died on Friday morning. He died after a hospitalization for alcohol poisoning after a night of heavy drinking at Phi Kappa Tau Fraternity House early Thursday morning. This past Saturday, a memorial service was held at Gill Chapel. On Wednesday, a candlelight was held for Gary DiVerselli at 11:30 p.m. outside of Gill Chapel. The Greek community plans on having a strong turnout to help out. The start of the Asian Heritage Month occurred this Monday as well. Many events have been planned, and the current highlight of the month is when Bala Devi Shankar, an Asian dancer, will be here on Sunday, April 15th, as part of the Asian Heritage Month. This event will be co-sponsored by Asian students at Rider and the Center for Multicultural Affairs and Community Services. Chandrasekhar's recital will take place at 5:30 p.m. in the Bart Ludicky Center Theater. There will be a reception with refreshments after the performance. The event is free and open to the public. This Thursday, April 5th, SGA elections will be held in the SRC all day. Due to last year's uncontested races, there was a low turnout of only 788 undergrads. This year, all races for SGA are contested, and all candidates hope for good, clean races and elections for their offices. So get out and vote. As part of the election, Nicholas Balassi contacted the candidates for president and vice president of SGA. The candidates for vice president were all available to sit down with Balassi on a show on the issues. The candidates had a chance to discuss their background and issues that concern them.
Are there any specific issues you'd like to see changed or ones that you want to address as soon as you possibly start as vice president?
I'd say if I was elected vice president, the big one is class registration is one that I'd want to tackle because a lot of students have problems getting into their classes. Sometimes not enough classes are offered, and I think this is a big issue for students. If elected, I would come up with a committee to investigate this. It'd be with the registrar, administration, students. It'd be in the nature of like what a tripartite committee would be, but it would be more of it'd be appointed by Senate.
You know, as vice president, we're in charge of the Senate, so you know, I'd like to take a look at how the people that make up the Senate. There's a variety of issues. You know, working together with the OIT, with the mail and the internet. Parking is also an issue. School spirit, and all those things really come into play together. But I've really tried to take a step back and look at all the positive things that we have done so far and use that as a base to go from there, because if you don't know where the positive things and the positive change that you've done, then you don't really have anywhere to go.
Personally, this year I've been working a lot on the parking issue, but as I've been saying the entire time, I don't feel that the vice presidential position is a position where you should have your own set agenda. My issues are the students' issues.
Also, public safety is going to be one of my major things, especially in lieu of what happened this past. I know that it's going to be one of the things that I really am going to harp on to make sure that they do their job correctly and are very professional at it. I'm from out of state. I'm from Trumbull, Connecticut, and I also really want to work on Rider's job networking for out-of-state students, because I feel right now that it's really up to them to actually go out there and do it themselves when Rider really cradles the people who are in-state rather than the people who are out-of-state. And a lot of other issues I'm sure you've heard me talk about, and especially if you look in the Rider News, you can see them there.
For more, tune into On the Issues right here on Channel 20. Monday, April 2nd was the first day of Passover. Passover commemorates the Exodus and the freedom of the Israelites from ancient Egypt. As described in the book of Exodus, Passover marks the birth of the children of Israel who became the Jewish nation, as the Jews' ancestors were freed from being slaves of Pharaoh and allowed simply to become followers of God instead. Many Jewish believers from Rider's campus went home for this event to spend quality time with parents and relatives to be able to understand what their old nation went through in their past. The Spring Career Fair was held this past Thursday in the Kavala Room. Sean Rennie was there to catch all the action with resume in hand.
Thanks, Katie. I'm here at the career fair that was held this past Thursday in the Kavala Room. As you can see from the large turnout, the Rider community took full advantage of the career fair here to receive an internship, a job, or possibly just get a contact. Upon entering the BLC, students had to sign in before they could enter the Cavallo room. They also received information about the different employers on hand and a map of where everybody was located. Once inside, students walked around to the different employers and talked to them about their jobs and possible openings. I asked some students what brought them out to the career fair this morning.
Well, this is the first year I've actually had a resume, and I'm looking for internships, but it's kind of hard when you go into it. It's your first time and you don't really know sort of what to look for and what potential employers are looking for, so you have to kind of search around before you can really find something.
For the fact that I'm a senior and I'm graduating in May 2007, I'm also kind of looking for another internship, so I'm excited to see the new internship opportunities, and I am looking to start full-time as soon as possible, whether or not I get an internship over the summer.
Has there been anything here that caught your eye?
Six Flags has definitely caught my eye, primarily because it's right around the corner from my house and it's not far. I do want to look at Aflac and a couple of the other insurance companies that are here because I'm a PR major and I think it's going to be really good for me to just start networking and talking to people.
The career fair wouldn't be possible without the employers. I was able to speak with Nora Moran of City Year about what her organization hopes to get out of the career fair today.
Well, I don't know if you're familiar with City Year, but it's a nonprofit AmeriCorps program, so we're just looking for people who are really, graduates who are really passionate about giving back and basically just exposing the rider community to service opportunities like City Year. We have full-time positions that are open starting in September, so if people are interested, they should go to our website, whyiserve.com.
This has been Sean Rainey, Channel 20, News at Rider.
Also this past Monday, an information session was held for students on how to use Moodle as an alternative to Blackboard at Rider. At the session, the facilitators explained why this new system will be quicker. It also gives the professors a way to communicate faster than using Blackboard. This new model gives the ability to professors to put more on the web and less using books. This way the school can get into the 21st century and join the mass amount of schools that have ways of multimedia teaching methods. The session took place in Fine Arts 113 from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. This Wednesday, April 4th, the Princeton Brass Band with Dr. Stephen Arthur Allen, who founded the Princeton Brass Band in 2004, of which he's the musical director. The band has given premieres of works by Peter Machan, Derek Bourgeois, and Sir Paul McCartney. He was appointed Assistant Musical Director of the Blauenberg Band in 2006. The event will be held in the Avant Theater from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Many students plan on going home this Easter weekend. Spending time with parents is a must, and this weekend is no exception. Most undergrads plan on staying home until Sunday. Even though not everyone will be here on campus, this Friday, April 6th, the Bronc Bingo will be held. This event can see up to 300 student participants and is growing in popularity. Students play to win prizes and enjoy this mellow weekend activity starting at 10 p.m. until 12 a.m. in the Student Recreation Center lobby. The National Broadcasting Society, a student organization promoting excellence in the field of broadcasting, nominated 3 Rider students in its national production competition this year. Elizabeth Manecki was one of the 3 national finalists in the promotional video category for a Midnight Madness program. Nicholas Balassi and John Schulter were in the top 3 national finalists, nominated for Balassi's On the Issues interview with Oshad Manji under the Best Public Affairs Show category. Balassi and Schulter attended the Society's annual convention in Chicago from March 27th until April 1st. Nicholas Balassi has the story.
Now students from all walks of life gathered at the MBS convention in Chicago, united in the art of communication. The first major event at the convention was a speech by Emmy Award-winning anchor Ernie Anastos from Fox 5 in New York. He told students about the evolution of his career and gave advice on how to be successful in the field of broadcasting.
See, because you're pitching in, and people appreciate that, especially management. But it's also a nice way to make friends. And I've been doing this for so many years, I have a slew of friends in the business. You know, to have friends, you've got to be a good friend. And that's important to remember. Last night we talked a little bit about, you know, the career and your job, but you also remember you're a human being. You're part of this human family. And don't ever forget that. And if you follow through with that, you'll do very, very well in your career, but also as just a person that's part of this whole world.
In an interview after his speech, Anastas elaborated on his thoughts about youth's role in the 2008 presidential election.
I think talking about the issues is very important because it gives people an opportunity early on to know what their positions might be and how those positions could change and how they might be influenced in how they change their opinions. Young people especially, I think, have a golden opportunity to really be involved, to be able to listen, to be able to vote, to have a strong voice in an election. We both know that a lot of the candidates love to go for the young voters. The internet has become a terrific place for them to really explore that. Hillary Clinton announced her candidacy on the internet.
After his speech, we attended a mixer along with NBS members from all over the country from over 60 schools. The next major event was a speech by Robert Iger, CEO of ABC Disney. Iger discussed future ABC Disney projects.
And just to give you a sense for some of the things that we've been up to, just in the last couple of months, we announced that we're going to be building 2 more cruise ships. You saw a picture of the boat there. We have 2 cruise ships today. We are expanding our High School Musical franchise to High School Musical 2 and High School Musical 3 and concerts and even an ice show. We launched a new family internet portal called DisneyFamily.com. We announced the upcoming release of an animated film called The Frog Princess, which will feature Disney's first African-American princess. We launched a new video game on Nintendo DS called Spectrobes.
Students continue to attend production and reporting seminars all week, networking with professionals in the field. We were lucky enough to see tourist attractions like views from the Hancock Observatory in addition to the convention events. Student Zach Smith of Minnesota was honored to be a part of NBS.
Being in Chicago was awesome. It was a great city. There's a lot of media outlets here, and being able to tour and meet professionals was excellent. Seminars were very informational and learned a lot of stuff. The award ceremony was pretty sweet. Being able to congratulate us for doing the electronic media thing.
Nadia Sarzour of East Carolina University said the convention was an experience that will help her in her career.
Well, I guess I'll say the best thing about this convention was meeting students from different universities, networking, definitely getting a great experience of what's it going to be like in the real world, meeting prominent figures, and just interacting with different people. I think it was a really great opportunity, and it was worth coming all the way from North Carolina here. So.
Well, after almost a week of networking, students are ready to apply what they've learned at the convention to their work at home. In Chicago, I'm Nicholas Balassi, Channel 20, News at Ryder.
In Chicago, Nicholas Balassi and John Schulter stopped by the infamous Billy Goat Tavern to get a taste of their top-notch cheeseburgers while learning about the tavern's rich history. Nicholas Balassi has the story.
Now down this stairwell and underneath the Chicago Tribune building lies a Chicago classic for tourists and residents in the Windy City. Billy Goat's Tavern has been serving the city with their wide variety of food and beverages since 1937. Bill Sionis, current manager and son of owner Sam Sionis, discusses the tavern's roots.
My great-uncle, his uncle, started the tavern in 1934. His name was Bill Sionis. And he started the tavern on Madison Street, where the United Center is right now, and it moved here in 1964. And when he passed away in 1970, my dad took over, and he's had it since then.
The Wall of Fame displayed in the tavern includes past visitors like Bill Murray, Presidents George Bush Sr. and Bill Clinton. But what gave the tavern a national reputation?
A truck went by the place in 1934, and a goat fell off the truck and ended up in the place. So he decided to keep the goat and use it as a mascot, and decided to name the place Billy Goat Tavern. So since then, he took the goat to different places, different sporting events, political events, and decided in 1945 to get two tickets for the World Series, 1945 World Series, one for himself, one for the goat, to go to the stadium. They didn't know what to do, if they should let him in, not let him in. He had 2 tickets, so they decided to call Mr. Wrigley, who owned the Cubs back then, and asked him, told him that Billy Goat's here, but he's here with his goat. He has 2 tickets, what should we do? So Mr. Wrigley told the ushers, the goat smells, so I don't want to let the goat in. But they lost that series.
The tavern was the subject of Chicago Tribune writer Rick Cogan's book, A Chicago Tavern, A Goat, A Curse, and the American Dream. Cogan says he knows why the tavern has won the hearts of residents and tourists.
Oh yeah, I think this one, especially the one on Hubbard Street, the one on Navy Pier, there are a number of them now around the city. I think it kind of spreads as an interesting word of mouth. That first of all, you have to go down and you see people going down the stairs, and it's kind of seedy on Lower Michigan. And then they find it, and then you have to even go down. It's like a cave within a cave, and I think they think this is special. And what you'll find, as I think you did, is the people are incredibly nice. And so I think what happens is people will go back to Omaha or LA and say, oh, if you go to Chicago, you've got to go to this special place, because I think they think of it as kind of their little secret.
The Billy Goat inspired John Belushi's Saturday Night Live cheeseburger skit. Some residents have called the tavern home for decades.
A friend of mine's parents brought us down here, and I had heard about the place because of someone that had worked in the newspaper industry, because this, long before it was made famous by Saturday Night Live, this was a famous haunt of all the columnists from the Chicago Sun-Times and the Chicago Tribune, which the Sun-Times building used to be right above this. Now they're building Trump Tower. But they used to come here, and so I'd heard about that, and came here for the food and the mystique, and then Saturday Night Live made it famous.
Tourists come from all over the country just to taste one of Billy Goat's famous cheeseburgers.
I'm here off the Greyhound bus, man, from down south, man, and I found this old Billy Goat Lounge down here, man. It is one of the best places I've ate in. People treat you like family, man, and the beer is cheap, man.
Cianis believes the tavern's greatest asset is its attitude toward its customers.
Presidents have been in there, vice presidents, workers, daily workers, tourists from all over the world have been there. So everybody's been like kind of at the same level when they walk in. Everybody's treated the same way, and it has a unique feel to it for a place like that.
Now it's been over 60 years and the Cubs still haven't broke the curse of the Billy Goat. Many wonder if this coming season will be different. At the Billy Goat Tavern, I'm Nicholas Balassi, Channel 20, News at Ryder.
Greek Week starts this Monday, April 9th. The week will be filled with Greek events for fun competition. Fraternities and sororities will be paired up with one another for some activities, while other activities will be done individually for each chapter. This is usually the biggest week for the Greek community and is the most anticipated of the year, especially for bragging rights. Greek life room selection will be on Monday, April 9th from 10 p.m. until 12 a.m. If you wish to live in Greek housing, go to your correct chapter house and choose what room you would like to live in. Each of your house managers will help you in the process, and it will be a seamless transition from this semester to the next. University Day will be held on April 10th. Rider College received university status on April 13th, 1994 by the state of New Jersey. Each year on the Thursday closest to April 13th, the Rider community comes together to celebrate. Throughout the day, activities are planned to showcase the successes of Rider students, staff, and faculty. A campus-wide party and the presentation of the Nancy Gray Award, an award to recognize a member of the faculty, staff, or administration that embodies the principles of campus leadership, school spirit, and community service, completes the day's activities. Also on that Tuesday, OIT plans on having another information session. This session will be covering on how to improve your internet experience. OIT gave some tactics and 10 easy ways to change the internet for you. All sessions take place in Fine Arts 113 from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the date indicated. You should register for these sessions using the simple form at www.rider.edu/info/cii/sessions.htm. New this semester, attendance at any session gets you one brand new USB key. Although dark clouds were overhead, it did not stop the Rider Ultimate Frisbee team from having fun. On April 1st, 2007, the RUF invited 5 other schools to take part in their second annual RUF tournament. Schools that accepted the invitation included Middletown, Princeton, and Montclair University. Here's Brian Arenas with more.
Last Sunday, April 1st, 2007, the Rider Ultimate Frisbee team hosted their second annual RUF tournament. The event included 6 teams from the New Jersey and Pennsylvania area.
The teams that are here today are Princeton's B team. We have Millersville, which is from Central Pennsylvania. We have Villanova, who was a last-minute add-on. We have Middletown, Brookdale Community College. We have ourselves, Rider University Frisbee, the Army, and we also have Montclair. This tournament got together last year. Our president Zach wanted to have a tournament here, and he decided that he would contact a bunch of schools in the area. We got about 3. This one we contacted up to 12, and about 6 showed up because of weather, distance, things like that, and it's going pretty well.
Although temperatures were in the mid-50s with on and off drizzle, many friends and family still showed their support by rooting on Rider's team on the sidelines.
I'm here to support the Rider Ultimate Frisbee team. My son Matthew is a member of the team, and I'm really enjoying myself. I just wish it would be a little warmer. I think most of the parents here are surprised at how much fun everybody's having. The good sportsmanship, the interplay between the teams, I'm really impressed.
Rider did not fare well, however. With a win-loss record of 0-3 for the afternoon, it put them in last place. Yet, the Rough Army's spirit distinguishes them from any other team at the tournament.
I'm playing for Middletown Ultimate, and I think this tournament's pretty awesome because I enjoy playing Ultimate. Of course I have a good relationship with the Rider team. The Rider team's awesome. Always good. Definitely a chill group. Always fun to play with.
Rose Raimundo, whose younger sister plays for Rider, explains to us the chemistry of the team.
Actually, I come on Thursdays and I play when they do practice. They have games on Thursday, so I'll come on Thursday and I'll play with everybody. And I know more than just her on the team. I know some of her friends as well. And they all seem really nice and very open.
With Villanova winning the tournament, Andrew suggests progression for Rough the Army.
The team is really progressing in a lot of ways. I mean, obviously, there is no such thing as a perfect team, and we have a lot of weaknesses, yes, but we have a lot of strengths too, and our strengths really have only increased in time, especially this year. I'm really proud of the way the team's come along. I think that in time we're going to be a very formidable force in Central Jersey and throughout New Jersey, hopefully.
This is Brian Arenas for Channel 20 News at Rider.
The Alternative Film Club will present Midnight Cowboy on Tuesday night from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Dustin Hoffman is starring in the movie as the unforgettable Ratso Rizzo in the powerful 1969 New York City drama. Join the club at Fine Arts 391 for an interesting film. Williamson Voices rehearsal will be held at the First Presbyterian Church, Morrisville, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. The Williamson Voices of Westminster Choir College is a select ensemble of approximately 32 singers with a unique mission that combines performance and outreach education. Repertoire is chosen from a broad spectrum of literature, including world music and contemporary choral works. Matt Glowacki will be speaking for the SEC at 10 p.m. on Tuesday in the BLC Theater. Matt will not let anything keep him from accomplishing his goals, especially his lifelong endeavor to educate people on the meaning of the word handicapped. Matt illustrates this through his experiences about his life, that people are only limited by their own perceptions. When you meet Matt Glowacki, you will quickly learn that this word does not apply. Matt is not here to preach, but to teach and to give an entertaining and enlightening presentation. Judy Wicks will be speaking on Wednesday, April 11th. The owner of Philadelphia's popular White Dog Cafe will speak about her work to help launch a nationwide rethinking of the role of small businesses in America at 8 p.m. in Rider's Bart Ludicky Center Theater. The program is sponsored by Sustainable Lawrence, Rider, and others. She has 24 years of success and will show how this enterprise spurred her to help launch a nationwide rethinking of the role of small businesses in America. In 2001, Wicks co-founded the Business Alliance for Local Living Economies, known as BAL, which has local networks operating in 49 American communities. Organizers hope her talk at Rider will boost local efforts. Suggested donation at the door is $5. The new season brings some home improvements on Rider's campus. Here's Kelly Dixon with more.
Rider University is making some improvements of its Lawrenceville campus. One being the refurbishment of the faculty parking lot outside of Memorial Hall. Public safety officials were on the scene to make sure everything was running safely and that no one would enter the parking lot without the proper stickers. Rider University's appearance from Route 206 is also looking up as the Van Cleve Alumni House gets a fresh new face. I was able to ask a Rider student what else he thought could be done to improve Rider's campus.
Maybe more parking for students. You know,
I know people try to fight over parking spots, so maybe more parking.
It may be a little noisy around campus temporarily, but the improvements made to Ryder will surely last longer. This is Kelly Dixon, Channel 20, News at Ryder.
April 11th is a senior send-off. This is an opportunity for all you seniors to have your senior needs met at one location. You'll be able to pick up your cap and gown, meet with financial aid to conduct your exit interview, speak with career services about your job search, purchase your diploma frame and class ring, and also sign up for last call. Senior send-off will be held in the BLC 245 from 12 noon until 5 p.m. on Wednesday, April 11th. Be sure to stop by. This has been Katie LaCourte for the News at Ryder. From all of us at Channel 20, have a great week.